For close to 2 decades, a large part of northern Uganda was plunged into an insurgency. A senseless war perpetrated by Joseph Kony and his Lord's Resistance Army rebels that claimed thousands of lives. A war that displaced close to 2 million people, forcing them to abandon their homes to live in crowded makeshift settlements, commonly known as Internal Displaced Persons Camps (IDPs), where they lived a life of constant fear, misery and deprivation. Besides the displacement of the population, its impact on infrastructure was devastating. Educational institutions were deserted and roads abandoned. By 2005, when the sounds of guns fell silent and peace was restored in the region, the population moved back to their communities and embarked on the daunting task of reclaiming their land and rebuilding their lives. However, they returned to communities devoid of social amenities. In 2009, governments of Uganda and the United States of America went into partnership to form the Northern Uganda Development of Enhanced Local Governance and Infrastructure and Livelihoods Nudeil program, aimed at supporting the post-recovery process. This program was coordinated by the Local Economic Development Department in the Ministry of Local Government.
And the objective was strengthen infrastructure of these communities which are running, which have been in war, which are now resettling. Strengthen governance through the local government, through decentralization. And hopefully, this improved governance, improved infrastructure will lead to better livelihoods.
The purpose of Nudeil were really twofold, I would say. It was one, a recognition that it was very important to rebuild northern Uganda, to provide input and support to build up infrastructure, rehabilitate what still existed, but also build new ones. But it was also about making sure it was, to establish governance structures, so that people, again, there is a connection between the population and government, building that trust as people were resettling back in the area after the Lord's Resistance Army had left.
The targeted districts are Gulu, Kitgum, Noya, Lamor, Omoro and Amuru in Acholi sub-region and Oyam in Lango sub-region.
First and foremost, this project had been implemented far back, and it had been implemented through tranches. So by the time we came in as the implementing partner as a ministry, they had already disbursed 4 tranches to local governments directly, but there were a lot of governance issues. So by the time they came to the ministry as an implementing partner, there was a balance of 15 billion, which we normally call tranche 4. So the 15 billion was just a component of the bigger monies, but that's the only money which passed through the ministry. But what is on record is that the most successful projects that were done with sustainable partnerships was the one done under the tranche 4, which passed through the Ministry of Local Government.
The hybrid approach was adopted to execute and deliver the project successfully.
The hybrid formation is a 3-layered supervisory mechanism and agreement in delivering a project, where you don't leave the responsibility of clearance to one layer. In other words, 3-layered. And in that process, you limit the chances of making mistakes. And also, one body oversees and supervises the other. So you keep each layer in check.
So in this case, the layers?
So the layers were the local governments, USAID, represented by GIPTEC, and the Ministry of Local Government team, certifying everything that was happening to ensure that they are as planned and on dot.
So that approach is in line with supporting and deepening the decentralization policy which we are implementing in Uganda.
An aerial view of St. Martin Primary School, Lukome. One of the beneficiary schools in Gulu district that was in dire need of support.
Because when I came, we were having 3 classroom blocks. And the 3 classroom block, one was leaking everywhere, including the administration office where we were sharing with my deputy. We have a single room, and that single room, when it is raining, there's no work, which make our work so difficult. The latrines we were having, it was pit latrine. It was only for the boys. You find that the young ones, when they go to ease themselves, the elder one chase them away. They could poo-poo around everywhere. So life was not easy. Eh?
Under Nudeil, 2 classroom blocks were constructed. Along with the classroom blocks, desks were also provided. 2 pit latrines were built, one for boys and another for girls. This positive development changed the learning environment and drastically improved enrollment in the school.
And if you look at our enrollment, this year we registered 42 candidates. Last year the previous year it was 27. We registered 42, and out of the 42, 26 are girls. Because at least the girls have the facilities here now. The changing room is there. Even the latrine constructor have a washroom. So our girls are now free.
Located approximately 30 kilometers to the west of Gulu town, Awach Central Primary School is another beneficiary of Nudeil project. Here, 2 classroom blocks were still under construction at the time of filming. 1 twin staff accommodation block along with the kitchen and toilet facilities. A set of 2 toilets to cater for boys and girls separately were also being constructed. Tegot Primary School is located a few kilometers away from Gulu town. This afternoon, the pupils are attending a debating session in one of their 2 brand new classroom blocks constructed under Nudeil.
He or she do not go to school.
Comfortably seated behind their desks provided under Nudeil project, the audience attentively listened to the debaters as they articulate their views. The 2 classroom blocks were a big relief from the old windowless, leaking structures. These 2 2-unit teachers' quarters for Tegot Primary School teachers is another one of the fruits of Nudeil. Besides the main living house, the facility has a kitchen together with a pit latrine. Before these smart accommodation facilities, teachers had these mud and wattle grass thatched houses for their accommodation that had many challenges.
Whenever you're in the class, if the rain is now coming, you have to leave the class, you go and maybe organize your equipment from home. Because anytime when it is raining, the house is leaking, you will not be comfortable.
The new accommodation has offered such a big relief that teachers can now concentrate on their work without any worries.
Now I'm now very okay because even my family is now with me here. So during the night I can prepare myself, I do my scheming, planning very easily. And when I am now in the school like this, I feel free. When the rain is coming, I don't bother anything. I continue with my work.
In Amuru district, Olya Primary School benefited from Nudeil. Here, 2 classroom blocks were constructed together with 2 VIP latrines for boys and girls. also constructed are 3 semi-detached blocks with decent toilet facilities to offer suitable, comfortable accommodation for teachers. Agnes is a senior woman teacher of the school. She is one of the long-serving teachers here. Before she was allocated the new house, Agnes used to brave the 1 kilometer distance walk daily from her home to come to school. Tap water has also been extended to the residents. Today, the conveniently located accommodation, together with the installed tap water, have tremendously solved most of her problems.
I reach school early, I teach my lesson, the water is here, I'm organized. Moving up and down has now stopped. Secondly, even it has created relationship between us and the pupils, because sometimes your child may be even sick, your home is far, you are disorganized, taking the child to the hospital, again coming back, all those are stopped.
Amuru is also another one of those districts that benefited in the project's aspect of the rehabilitation or construction of water sources.
8 new boreholes were drilled for Lamo, 34 for Noya, 49 for Omoro, 57 for Amuru, and 18 for Guru.
This borehole in Pabona village, Parwaja parish, Atak sub-county, was rehabilitated to provide accessible safe water for the community that used to trek long distances to fetch water.
At least now we are not suffering much, and the borehole is really close to us. But by then it was far, but now we are okay.
In Noya district, 3 schools benefited from Nudeil. Anaka Primary School got 2 brand new classroom blocks. These 2 blocks have remarkably supplemented the already existing structures, hence the increased enrollment. For Apalanga P7 School, the project provided these 2 classroom blocks, each housing 2 classrooms. To put into practice the principle of sustainability, a drainable pit latrine was also provided for the learners' use. Alelele Primary School was provided with 1 classroom block. Additionally, a 5 stance pupils pit latrine for boys was also constructed. To cater for the staff quarters, a 1 semi-detached block was built to provide the critically needed teachers' accommodation. Ongai Primary School in Kal Okula Parish, Alelo Sub-County, Noya, is another beneficiary of the Nudeil project. Here, a brand new structure was constructed to house 2 classrooms. The structure has offered spacious, comfortable, conducive environment for both the teachers and the learners. Toilet facilities in form of VIP latrine was also constructed for the pupils. To provide for teachers' quarters, a block offering separate detached accommodation for 2 families was put in place. The facility has provided convenient residence for teachers, enabling them constant and punctual presence at the school. Omoro district to the southeast of Gulu, another district that benefited from Nudeil. Palenga Primary School was the direct beneficiary, with 4 classroom blocks being constructed to address the issue of pupil classroom congestion. In addition, 5 stance VIP latrines separate for boys and girls were constructed to cater for their toilet needs. Today, pupils of Palenga Primary School can comfortably sit behind the desks provided in Nudeil and attend classes in very conducive setup.
Before this construction, our pupils were condensed in 1 classroom, like P1. Sometimes you find that there are 150 just in the same classroom, whereby it debars what the teacher from moving from one corner to another corner to attend to each and every one.
To cater for staff accommodation, 2 semi-detached blocks complete with toilet facilities were constructed. The facility saved the teachers from the old limited makeshift quarters that were not conducive for delivery of lessons to the pupils.
Me, I was residing in the classroom which was being transformed into a house. So it could leak the all night. Whenever it is raining, I could just move, or I pack my things and I sit just on the chair. It would affect my performance in the school. You know, as a teacher, you need to have a settled mind. At times I could go and the last night I did not have the sleepless night, so it could make me not to concentrate in doing my work.
Located in Lango sub-region, Oyam district to the south of Gulu is another beneficiary of Nudeil project. Here, Apala A primary school was boosted with 3 classroom blocks. The classrooms were all furnished with comfortable desks that have created conducive learning environment. 5 Stens pupils VIP latrines for boys and girls separately were constructed to replace these old dilapidated ones that posed a potential danger to the pupils. For staff accommodation, 3 semi-detached blocks were constructed. An exclusive bungalow was constructed to provide for the head teacher's accommodation. In consideration of the environment, a substantial number of teak trees were planted within the school premises. An aerial view of Akwicha Witin Primary School in Okomo Parish, Ngai Sub-County, also in Oyam District. Here, the project built 2 classroom blocks with headmaster's office. Appropriate toilet facilities fitted with special amenities such as incinerators were added to provide good sanitary services to the pupils, especially girls.
In the previous time, we had no incinerators. Many girls dropped out of school because during their menstruation, they feel it bad. Okay, when they get their whatever are spoiled, they feel shy to continue with the studies. They go home, they stay for a week. After completing, they come back. But now the project has helped us. The girls, when they find any problem, they come to me. They come, they change themselves, they dress smartly, they go back to class and they study normally. You go inside there, you change, you remove the parts, you don't throw in the hole. You put it in that hole. It enters down there. I always come and burn them after every month.
3 semi-detached blocks, together with appropriate toilet facilities to house staff quarters, were constructed. An exclusive self-contained house was also built to accommodate the head teacher. The facilities provided decent, comfortable accommodation for the teachers from dilapidated grass-thatched structures.
Those days, teachers could sleep in houses that could leak when it rains. But now, this time, they are comfortable and they're sleeping and they're teaching very well. And I'm sure it is because of this construction that is why they are teaching effectively.
Located in Kal Parish, Madiopai Sub-County, Lamore District, Madiopai Primary School is another beneficiary of Nudeil project. Under the project, the school got 3 brand new classroom blocks and renovated one that badly needed restoration. 5 Stens pit latrines were also added. The structures have comfortably accommodated the surging numbers of pupil enrollment, who also enjoy the comfort of seating behind desks provided by Nudeil.
We have a good space for the learners. Coupled to that, we were not having enough desks. So good enough, the project has brought in desk to the tune of 80. Now the children that were sitting on the floor, and then they were now brought on board to sit on the desk, and then the children which were squeezed in one class, they are now in a class where they are now a little bit free and then relaxed.
When we were sitting there, the space was not enough. We were squeezed. At the time when we come here, the space is enough for us to study now. Also, the class is painted beautiful, which attracts us to come to school daily. And the tank you are brought for us, which help us to collect water, rainwater. We use it for rinse and washing clothes.
2 semi-detached blocks together with toilet facilities were constructed to house staff quarters.
One is still remaining.
Judith Achen, a teacher at Ogako Lachan Primary School in Wangit Parish, Padibe East Sub-County, Lamore District, is conducting a morning lesson to primary 4 pupils.
Who can break for us this one?
Seated behind their new smart desks in their brand new classroom, all provided by Nudeil project, the environment is conducive for the learners. A big relief from these dilapidated, unfinished structures.
You can see these old buildings. These are our classes before the project came here. Before this project came in, we used to sit for PLA, but the results was not as we have realized this year. For example, last year we were 36, and all the 36 managed to go through the exam very well. And that is our achievement through this building and through the project.
The classrooms were also provided with a 5-stance VIP pit latrine for toilet facilities. For staff accommodation, 2 semi-detached units were constructed. At Adie Parents Primary School in Lamit Parish, Akwang Sub-County, Kitgum District, the project constructed 1 semi-detached block to offer accommodation for staff. The facility is designed to house 2 families. Ataro Filda Onyango is the head teacher. After a long time of trekking miles daily from home to school and back, she was relieved when she got allocated one of the 2 rooms, and the impact has been remarkable.
It has greatly impacted on service delivery. 1, there has been a great improvement on time management from both the learners and the teachers.
A key component of Nudeil project was the planting of teak trees as a contribution to environment sustainability.
It was mandatory that wherever we had this Nudeil project, we concentrated on tree planting all this within the 7 Nudeil implementing local governments.
Rehabilitation of 40.9 kilometers of rural roads across all targeted districts using local labor through labor-intensive construction techniques was another aspect of Nudeil project. This is a section of Tepoyo Chinene Road. The 6.5 kilometers community Maram Road in Unyama Sub-County, Gulu District that was rehabilitated under the project. A number of small bridges were also repaired by installing culverts across streams to ease crossing of traffic and people. Today, the refurbished smooth road is a pride of the local community who testify its positive impact on their economic livelihood.
It has eased the transportation of products that people produce in terms of agricultural produce, which was not the case in the past. And this is a point where the people around have benefited in terms of getting value for their money. Actually, before this road was worked on, middlemen used to come, and the farmer themselves would not get the actual market value. But now that it is accessible and the people are able to reach the market themselves, they bring the produce to the market. And when the produce is not bought, it is also not very difficult to transport it back, unlike in the past. because in the past the road would be so muddy, so slippery, so impassable, and that would force them to give away their produce.
In Amuru district, the 12-kilometer Atiak-Karawari-Muram road was rehabilitated to ease access and transportation between Amuru and Atiak. An aerial view of the newly constructed Lanyan Diang bridge across Lanyan Diang stream. An infrastructural facility along Lamola Gwenko Road that connects Kitgum district and Pader district. With a 15 meters long span and 5.5 meters width, the bridge is classified as a single-lane passage that allows one motor vehicle to cross at a time from either direction. The bridge construction project was implemented in the fourth tranche of Nudeil program at a cost of 1.2 billion shillings following long period of time use of a makeshift bridge.
Before this project here, we used to have a crossing point here constructed by our local communities. They had constructed a temporary bridge, a local bridge out of the wood logs that it was helping them cross over. Of course, with all the challenges that was there at that time, because during rainy season like this, water would go over the bridge. And I must say, we have a school this side, we also have another school this side. We have communities moving across this point every now and then.
The bridge was officially commissioned on 29th of May 2025 by the USAID Director Daniel Nyirandutie, accompanied by district authorities together with local government ministry officials.
A high-level person in the American embassy going physically to the community, to a bush. I give credit to Daniel.
Today, the refurbished smooth road is a pride of the local community who testify to the increase in the local economic development.
Communities bring their food to the markets. Distances to health centers are also lessened. And it is above all connecting us to another district. And therefore it reduces our distance to Ngulu by almost 12 kilometers if we pass through the bridge. It connects us to Okinga, it connects us to Laguti almost, other than passing the main road, which is a little bit of a distance.
It helped children who go to school. One, on the roads, that the children had roads that would take them to school, that the children, where there are no bridges, where they could not access schools on the other side of the bridge, they are now able to access.
Besides the provision of physical infrastructure, the impact of Nudeil on the lives of people of Kitgum district cannot be emphasized enough.
They created jobs through the actual projects, because most of the projects, the contractors who were implementing the projects were coming from within the district. So that meant much of the money went down to the community. And this has a trickle-down impact on the lives of the people. Other than that, I think they also empowered the local government. Our local government was empowered in the sense that they brought the local government on board in the planning and implementation of the respective projects that we had in the district. This increased our capacity to a great extent.
Overall, in spite of a few bottlenecks that plagued the project, which was subsequently addressed, it is clear that the deliverables of the 15 billion shillings funded Nudeil project are evidently satisfactory.
Everybody has been satisfied that the workmanship was very properly done. So we are satisfied, and I think before the changes that happened with USAID, we were already into discussions on how to design another phase. Now, even with the reforms that happened around USAID, we shall use this project mode to engage other partners and development groups to design a similar project which supports those key service delivery areas.
Additionally, local government has put measures to ensure sustainability and maintenance of the infrastructure.
They gave us very well-built roads, not many kilometers, they were about 20 kilometers in 3 districts. But now government has procured and acquired equipment for those districts. So all those districts have equipment to be used to maintain those roads. So already there is a plan. But also the districts are receiving 1 billion shillings plus every financial year for rehabilitation and maintenance of roads. So which means the other problem of saying that you get external money, you open a road, and then this road is not maintained, cannot happen again. So because of working together, the people who are working with Nudeil project are the people who are in the technical planning committees who plan and budget for how to allocate and invest resources which come to local governments. The same applies to, of course, education. Education gets grants and gets wage for recruitment of teachers. So having worked with education officers and they worked on supporting the proposals to put up classrooms, to put up staff houses, they will also help now to participate in inputting the required resources either for utilization or for maintenance of these projects. The same, we get grants for boreholes. Boreholes normally need some few maintenance and resources. So again, the water officers who were participating in the implementation of the project will be participating in inputting the budgets, and therefore we have really dealt with the issue of sustainability. So we really don't have any worries on how these investments will be sustained, how they will be maintained, and how they will be utilized.
Looking at a partnership between government of Uganda and government of the US, and I want to appreciate our head of mission, Daniela of the US Embassy, all the time in the field together with us, but also championing devolution, using the local government system to deliver on intended results. And I think it has been successful.
Honestly, Nudeil is near and dear to my heart, and I know my team's heart and my colleagues at the embassy's heart, is because we've been able to work hand in hand with the Ministry of Local Government. We've been able to work hand in hand with local district government to make this happen.
Undoubtedly, it is evidently clear that over the last 10 years, through 3 funding tranches, Nudeil has accomplished its 2 major objectives of construction of labor-intensive community roads, expanding school infrastructure, and construction of water points, objectives of which are intended to uplift the standards of living of people in the project area to recover from the brunt of the 2 decades-long war that devastated northern Uganda.
Awili dal malu ido, dala wili malu iyo kilungo. Awili dal malu ido,